Okay, so now we have created the page. We renamed the text boxes from the default name that they had, and as you could see, I already put names for every specific text box: TXT ID, TXT first, until we have the last column, which is the TXT salary. And I already added a few labels in the front of each of the text boxes so that if I switch to design mode, it would show like this text box is for ID, this text box is for first name, and so on. I left the last three ones just to show you how, in case you needed to add that, like we need to add one for state, so we just basically type this in front of the control, and same thing applies to the last two. We have the zip code, the state, and finally the last column in that specific table. Now, going back to the design mode, we could see we kind of established our first form. It is missing a key element, which is the button that will activate the action. And that's why we need to go to our window. We need to go to our window and go to the standard buttons we have, or standard controls, and look for a button. And that's a button control, and grab that and create our button that will activate the insert process. Remember, we are to create a page that can insert inside the database. So if I switch to source code mode, as you could see, that's the default button created. We're going to rename it from button 1 to button, for example, btn underscore insert employee. And the default text appears as button. That should be something that reflects what it's doing. So we're going to just call it insert employee or add employee, wherever you feel convenient. So if I switch to design mode, I could see now I do have a page that has all the columns belong to the table. The text boxes, their names are renamed, along with we have one button that is to activate the insert process. Now we are going to start adding code, and the first step in this process is to switch to, just show you here, if I switch to the page that has the code, which is the C# page, so far it's actually blank. It has nothing. It's pretty minimum stuff that comes with every page created by default. If I go back to the ASP.NET page, I need to start putting code that belongs to that button, and we do that by double-clicking on the button that we have just added. So if I double-click, as you could see, it just added this method, and this method belongs to the button insert employee, and as you see, its name is insert employee click, which means it is gonna get executed each time we click on that specific button. And this is where the code, and our job now is to write between these two parentheses the code that will make this page grab the data that's on the screen, establish a connection with the database, and finally insert that data into the database, assuming all the data information is good. If it's not good, we need to do validation and send back a message to the user, you need to fix this and that. So the next step is we're going to start putting code into the C#, and also we will see we need additional code that belongs to the stored procedure inside the Microsoft SQL